6 must-know tips for caring for a parent with dementia. Make daily life easier. What if I told you that caring for a parent with dementia doesn't have to feel like you're losing them, or yourself, one day at a time? Stay with me, because in this video, you're going to learn 6 powerful tips that will not only make daily life easier, but bring peace, connection, and even joy back into your caregiving journey. And tip number 5? That one alone could change everything. If you're aged 40, 50, 60, or beyond, and you're caring for a parent or preparing to, you are not alone. Dementia affects over 6 million Americans, and behind every number is a family like yours, trying to hold it all together. This video is your roadmap. Practical, compassionate, and backed by what truly works in the real world. Let's dive in. Tip 1. Create a consistent daily routine. Our brains, especially aging ones, crave rhythm. For someone with dementia, confusion and fear often stem from unpredictability. Creating a consistent schedule for meals, baths, sleep, and activities can lower anxiety, reduce outbursts, and help your parent feel secure. Start small. Breakfast at the same time, daily walks, even scheduled quiet time. Why? Because routine isn't boring, it's reassuring. But let's take it a step further. Imagine waking up and not knowing where you are, who you're with, or what comes next. That's what many people with dementia experience every single morning. But when the day follows a comforting rhythm, when your parent knows that coffee comes after waking up, music plays while folding laundry, and lunch always happens around noon, something powerful happens. Their world becomes less frightening and more familiar. It's not just about sticking to a clock. It's about creating emotional predictability. When your parent knows what's coming, they begin to feel safe again, even if they can't articulate it. That sense of safety can significantly reduce behaviors like wandering, anger, sundowning, or refusal to eat or bathe. Here are a few actionable ways to build that rhythm. Morning matters most. Try to structure the most engaging or demanding activities in the morning when your parent are typically more alert. This might include bathing, short walks, or doctor appointments. Anchor activities. Create daily anchors like a favorite TV show at the same time each afternoon, tea after dinner, or family prayer or music at night. These touchstones help keep the day steady. Visual schedules. Consider creating a large print visual schedule with symbols or photos for the day's basic tasks. This gives your parent a sense of independence and control even when memory fails. Keep transitions smooth. Move gently from one activity to the next. Use verbal cues like, after we finish lunch, we'll go outside for some fresh air, so they're not caught off guard. Include downtime. Don't overschedule. Periods of rest and quiet are just as important. Routines shouldn't feel like a checklist. They should feel like a flow. And remember, flexibility is part of consistency. There will be hard days. There will be days your parent refuses to get dressed or insists they've already eaten. That's okay. What matters most is not perfection, but the overall sense of rhythm you build over time. This one shift, bringing gentle structure into the day, can transform your parents' emotional world. And yours too. Because when things feel more predictable, you both can breathe a little easier. Tip 2. Simplify communication. Forget complex questions or long explanations. Instead, use short, clear sentences and offer choices, never open-ended questions. Instead of asking, "What would you like for lunch?" say, "Would you like soup or a sandwich?" This one shift can prevent frustration for them and for you. But why is this so important? Dementia affects more than memory. It also disrupts language processing and comprehension. That means even the most basic question can feel overwhelming, especially if it's vague or involves too many words. When a parent with dementia hears, "What do you want to do today?" their brain may struggle to process the options, understand the context, or even recall what day it is. The result? Confusion, anxiety, and even agitation. Now imagine how different it feels to hear, "Would you like to sit in the garden or watch TV?" Suddenly, the world feels manageable again. That's the magic of simplified communication. Here are a few essential strategies to help make communication easier and more effective. 1. Speak slowly and calmly. Don't rush through instructions or questions. Give your parent time to process and respond. A slower pace shows patience, and it helps them feel safe and heard. 2. Maintain eye contact and use gentle facial expressions. Communication is as much about body language as it is about words. A warm smile, soft eye contact, and an open posture tell your parent, "I'm here with you. I'm not in a hurry." 3. Ask one question at a time. Avoid giving multiple instructions or asking more than one question in a sentence. Instead of, "Do you want to eat, and after that go for a walk, or just rest for a bit?" say, "Would you like to eat now, or go for a walk?" 4. Use names and specific words. Instead of saying he or that thing, say dad or your blue sweater. Vague language can easily be misinterpreted or forgotten mid-sentence. 5. Offer visual or physical cues. Sometimes words alone aren't enough. Point to the sandwich, pat the chair, or hand them their coat. Physical cues can bridge the gap when words start to fade. 6. Don't quiz, converse. Avoid asking memory-based questions like, "Do you remember who this is?" or "What day is it?" These can make your loved one feel embarrassed or defeated. Instead, offer the information with love. "This is your granddaughter, Lily. She's so excited to see you today." 7. Use reassuring tone and repetition. Even if they ask the same question 10 times in an hour, respond with patience. Reassure them. Their anxiety often fades faster when they feel heard without judgment. Remember, it's not about fixing their memory. It's about supporting their dignity. When you simplify how you speak, you're not talking down to your parent. You're meeting them where they are with compassion, clarity, and respect. You're giving them the gift of understanding. And in a world where so much is slipping away, that understanding can become the strongest bridge you share. Tip 3. Create a safe and soothing home. Is your home dementia-friendly? Remove trip hazards like rugs. Install grab bars in the bathroom. Label drawers. Use night lights. Keep daily essentials, like medications and toiletries, in plain sight. Don't worry, I'll cover a full Alzheimer-safe home setup in a future video, so hit subscribe if you don't want to miss that one. Because safety isn't just about preventing accidents, it's about restoring confidence, too. Now let's take a closer look at why this matters so much. For someone living with dementia, the world can feel like it's constantly shifting, like walking through a fog where familiar objects lose their meaning and everyday spaces become potential minefields of confusion or danger. That's why the home environment plays such a critical role, not only in preventing injuries, but in creating a space that brings comfort, clarity, and peace. So what does a dementia-friendly home really look like? Let's break it down, room by room. 1. The living room, clear and calm. Declutter. Keep surfaces clear of knickknacks or papers. Clutter increases confusion and agitation. Furniture layout. Ensure there's enough room to move around without bumping into coffee tables or chairs. Avoid mirrors or reflective surfaces. They can sometimes cause distress if your loved one doesn't recognize themselves. 2. The bathroom. Prioritize safety and simplicity. Install grab bars near the toilet and in the shower. Non-slip mats are a must for wet areas. Use contrasting colors. A white toilet against a white floor may be hard to distinguish. Use colored toilet seats or rugs to help define spaces. Consider motion sensor lights for nighttime bathroom trips. 3. The kitchen. Control access and promote independence. Label drawers and cabinets with both words and pictures, for example, a spoon label on the silverware drawer. Store dangerous items like knives or cleaners out of sight or locked away. Keep frequently used items within easy reach, mugs, cereal, or medications, so your parent doesn't have to search. 4. The bedroom, familiarity and routine. Keep a consistent layout of the room and avoid rearranging furniture. Change can cause disorientation. Use nightlights to guide them to the bathroom and reduce nighttime wandering. Display familiar photos to create a sense of identity and comfort. Lay out clothes in the order they should be worn to help with dressing. 5. General tips throughout the house. Remove or tape down loose rugs to prevent falls. These are one of the top causes of injury for seniors. Use soft, calming colors like blues and greens. They're proven to reduce anxiety. Install locks or alarms on exterior doors if wandering becomes an issue. Set up a go-to place where your parent can always find essentials like glasses, a notepad, or their favorite blanket. But creating a safe home isn't only about removing hazards. It's also about designing a space that nurtures their dignity and freedom. When someone with dementia feels safe in their surroundings, something amazing happens. They become less anxious. They sleep better. They engage more with you and with their world. And most importantly, they feel a little more in control when so much else in their life feels out of reach. And here's the truth. You don't need a fancy renovation. You just need intention. Every thoughtful change, from a label on a drawer to a light in a hallway, is a message that says, "You're safe here. You're seen. You're loved." So yes, safety is about preventing falls, but it's also about creating freedom without fear. That's how you restore confidence, both for them and for you. Tip 4. Learn to redirect, not argue. One of the hardest lessons in caregiving? You can't argue with dementia. You won't win, and they won't understand. Instead of correcting, try redirecting. If your parent insists it's 1952, go with it, or gently change the topic. You're not lying. You're leading them away from stress. This mindset shift alone can turn battles into bonding moments. Let's take a step back and understand why this simple shift in approach can have such a profound impact. When a parent with dementia insists on something that isn't true, like thinking it's a different year or asking for someone who's no longer alive, there's a natural instinct to correct them. But correction only leads to confusion, frustration, and even anger. That's because dementia impacts memory and reality processing, and their reality might not align with what you know to be true. But here's the catch. Arguing with them won't change their reality. It will only make them feel misunderstood, anxious, or even defensive. Instead, redirecting is all about accepting their version of reality and leading them to a more peaceful space. Redirecting doesn't mean lying. It means preserving their sense of security and dignity by not challenging something that they can't control. Here's how you can do it effectively. 1. Acknowledge and validate their feelings. Instead of saying, "No, it's not 1952, acknowledge how they feel. "I can see you're thinking about the past. Do you want to tell me about 1952? That must have been such an exciting year for you. What do you remember most about it?" This lets your parent feel heard and understood, even if what they're saying isn't factually correct. 2. Gently guide the conversation to something else. Once you've acknowledged their perspective, you can gently shift the topic to something that might be more calming or relevant to the present moment. If they're talking about the past, say, "It sounds like 1952 was really special. Did you ever think about taking a trip somewhere new this year?" Or if they're searching for someone who has passed away, you might say, "I know you miss Grandma. Let's look at some pictures together. She'd love to see how much you're enjoying your day." This keeps the conversation positive and engaging without triggering distress. 3. Use distraction as a tool. If they're stuck on something upsetting, it's okay to distract them gently with a change of scenery or activity. Why don't we look out the window for a bit? The birds are so busy today. Let's go for a walk and see if we can find something interesting to talk about. Distraction doesn't mean avoiding the issue. It's simply steering the focus to something that brings them peace or joy in the moment. 4. Offer comfort with body language. Nonverbal cues are incredibly important. If your parent are distressed about something they're saying, offer comfort through a reassuring touch or gentle voice tone. Place a hand on their arm or hold their hand. Smile warmly or make eye contact to show you're present and supportive. Your calm presence can soothe their anxiety and help them feel more connected. 5. Avoid the urge to correct them. It's human nature to want to fix a situation, but correcting someone with dementia can make them feel confused, frustrated, or even embarrassed. For example, telling them, "No, it's not 1952" can make them feel like they've made a mistake, but it doesn't help them recall the correct information. Instead, try to meet them where they are. 6. When redirecting isn't enough, stay calm and move on. There will be times when your loved one becomes fixated on something that's difficult to redirect. In these cases, it's best to stay calm and avoid confrontation. If they're insisting on something that's clearly impossible, like saying they need to go home when they've been living in their current house for years, you might say, "I understand you're feeling that way. Let's sit together for a while and talk about it." Or, if they're adamant about something, just let them have that moment, knowing that the conversation will pass, and you can calmly change the topic later. Why redirecting works? Redirecting is so powerful because it's based on empathy and patience. It doesn't just avoid the inevitable frustration that comes with trying to correct someone with dementia. It also reinforces their sense of self and helps them feel secure in a world that might feel increasingly unstable. It's crucial to remember that dementia isn't about memory loss alone. It's about shifts in how someone interacts with the world around them. Your role as a caregiver is to provide a compassionate, calming environment where your parent don't feel like they need to defend their thoughts or memory. Redirecting can transform stressful situations into moments of connection and understanding. Rather than being a battle, caregiving becomes a dance of gentle guidance and shared moments. It might not always be easy, but this mindset shift, letting go of the urge to argue and embracing redirection, can lead to more meaningful and peaceful moments for both you and your parent. Tip 5. Take care of yourself first. Now, here's the tip many caregivers ignore until it's too late. You must care for yourself. Schedule breaks. Ask for help. Use respite care. Join a support group. Because if you burn out, who will they have? Remember, you're not being selfish by resting. You're being sustainable. Caregiving is incredibly rewarding, but it's also demanding physically, emotionally, and mentally. It's easy to get so caught up in caring for your loved one that you forget to care for yourself. However, you cannot pour from an empty cup. To be the best caregiver, you need to be your best self, and that means making sure your own needs are met. Scheduling breaks, a necessity, not a luxury. Many caregivers feel guilty about taking breaks, convinced that every moment needs to be spent providing care. But the reality is that scheduling regular breaks is critical for both your mental and physical health. The idea of resting when there's time simply doesn't work. Burnout happens when you continuously ignore your own needs. Here's how to make it work. Block off time in your calendar. Even if it's just 15 to 30 minutes each day, treat it like an appointment. Go for a walk, read a book, meditate, or just relax in silence. Set clear boundaries. Communicate your need for rest with family members or others involved in caregiving. Let them know that this time is non-negotiable. Use the time wisely. When you have a break, do something that nourishes you, not just something that distracts you. Doing something you truly enjoy will help you recharge faster. Taking regular breaks allows you to maintain your patience and stay emotionally available for your loved one. Remember, a rested caregiver is a more effective caregiver. 2. Ask for help and accept it gracefully. No one is meant to do this alone. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of wisdom. When you're caring for someone with dementia, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and as though you must handle everything on your own. But doing so leads to exhaustion, stress, and ultimately burnout. Reach out to family and friends. Ask someone to step in for a few hours to give you a break. Even a couple of hours a week can make a huge difference in maintaining your well-being. Consider professional help. Don't be afraid to hire a caregiver or use respite care services. These services are designed to temporarily take over caregiving responsibilities so you can rest without worrying. Make a list of needs. Be clear on what help you need. Whether it's running errands, helping with meals, or just being a companion for your parent, having a list ensures that the help you receive is practical and effective. When others offer assistance, accept it without guilt. This will not only give you more energy, but will also allow others to share in the care, creating a support system. 3. Use respite care, a lifeline for you. Respite care is often an underutilized resource, but it can be a true lifesaver for caregivers. This is a service where trained professionals provide temporary care for your loved one, allowing you to take time off to recharge. Look for local respite care services. Many areas offer respite care options through government programs, senior centers, or private agencies. These services can range from a few hours to a few days, depending on your needs. Use it strategically. Respite care is especially helpful when you need to travel, attend appointments, or take a vacation. It's also great when you're feeling physically or emotionally exhausted and need a reset. Check for insurance coverage. Some health insurance policies, including Medicaid, may cover respite care services. It's worth checking with your insurer to see what's available. Having access to respite care can reduce the stress and isolation many caregivers feel, while giving you much-needed relief. 4. Join a support group. You don't have to do this alone. Caregiving can often feel lonely, as if no one truly understands what you're going through. That's why joining a caregiver support group is so important. These groups provide a safe, compassionate space where you can share experiences, vent, and receive advice from others who are walking the same path. Look for local groups or online communities. Many local organizations, hospitals, and senior centers offer in-person or virtual support groups. You can also find caregiver groups online on websites like Facebook or through national organizations. Share your struggles and triumphs. In these groups, you'll discover that you're not alone in your experiences. The advice and tips you get from other caregivers can be invaluable, and you can offer your own insights to help others. Emotional support is key. Support groups offer an opportunity to process emotions, ask questions, and gain perspective. They can be a great outlet for venting and help you manage the emotional roller coaster of caregiving. Support groups offer the kind of emotional relief that can make all the difference in staying healthy and resilient as a caregiver. 5. Engage in healthy self-care habits. It's easy to neglect your health when you're focused on your loved one's well-being. But taking care of yourself physically is just as important as the emotional and mental support you provide to your parent. Exercise. Regular physical activity is proven to reduce stress, boost mood, and improve sleep. Whether it's a daily walk, yoga, swimming, or just stretching, try to include movement in your routine. Eat well. Caregivers often grab whatever's convenient, but a balanced diet full of fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins can improve your energy levels, immune system, and overall mood. Sleep. Prioritize sleep. Aim for at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. If you're having trouble sleeping due to caregiving duties, consider using a white noise machine, practicing relaxation techniques before bed, or setting up a more comfortable sleep environment. When you care for your own health, you're better equipped to care for your loved one. 6. Set realistic expectations and let go of perfectionism. As a caregiver, it's natural to want to do everything perfectly. But perfection isn't the goal, sustainability is. Allow yourself grace and acknowledge that you're doing the best you can. Set boundaries, recognize your limits, and communicate them to others. Saying no when necessary is an important way to avoid burnout. Accept help. Sometimes, you may feel the need to do everything yourself to maintain control. But it's okay to delegate tasks to others. Share responsibilities with family, friends, or professional caregivers to lighten the load. Celebrate small wins. Recognize and celebrate the small victories, whether it's successfully managing a difficult situation or simply having a peaceful day. Caregiving is a marathon, not a sprint. By setting realistic expectations and focusing on the overall well-being of both you and your parent, you'll avoid unnecessary stress and keep your caregiving sustainable for the long haul. You can't care for them if you don't care for yourself. Taking care of yourself isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. By scheduling breaks, accepting help, using respite care, engaging in self-care practices, and adjusting your expectations, you'll be able to continue providing the loving, compassionate care your parent deserves. Remember, self-care is not selfish. It's a sustainable practice that ensures you'll be around to provide the care your loved one needs for the long term. Take action today and make yourself a priority. After all, you can't pour from an empty cup, so take time to fill it up, and you'll be able to give so much more in the future. Tip 6. Find joy in the present moment. This one is beautiful and hard. Let go of who they used to be and love who they are now. Your parent may forget your name, but they can still feel loved, laugh at a joke, smile at music, or enjoy a walk. Look for moments of connection, not perfection. Cherish the snow, because it is enough. This tip touches the heart of what dementia caregiving is really about, grieving the losses while still embracing the life that remains. It asks us to shift our perspective from what was to what is. And that can be one of the most painful and powerful things we learn to do. Let go of who they used to be. It's natural to miss who your parent once were, their sharp mind, their independence, the way they remembered every birthday or offered wise advice. Dementia takes pieces of them slowly, and it can feel like you're losing them in fragments. But focusing only on what's gone will blind you to what still remains. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing to stop measuring the present against the past. It means accepting today's version of your loved one, with all their changes, and choosing to love them as they are. This acceptance is not giving up, it's showing up. And sometimes, in releasing what was, we open our hearts to surprising new forms of connection. Feelings stay even when memory fades. Your parent may not remember your name, your birthday, or even your relationship, but they remember how you make them feel. A gentle tone of voice can calm them. A warm smile can reassure them. A soft touch or a hug can bring comfort. A familiar scent or song can bring back joy. Emotions often remain long after facts are forgotten. This is why your presence, your kindness, and your love still matter deeply, even if they can't say it. Dementia may steal memories, but it cannot erase the human need for love, dignity, and connection. Celebrate the small moments of connection. Instead of chasing the perfect conversation or hoping for signs of the old them, try to live in the moment and seek small joys. Laughter over a silly joke. Dancing in the kitchen to a favorite old song. Watching the birds outside the window together. Holding hands on a walk through the garden. Sharing an ice cream cone on a warm day. These moments may seem small, but they are profound. They are the building blocks of presence, and they give both you and your parents something real and beautiful to hold on to. As caregivers, you can start to notice these glimmers, the quiet smiles, the spontaneous giggles, the peaceful naps. Release the need for perfection. So many caregivers carry the weight of trying to fix things, to keep things normal, familiar, or right. But dementia doesn't follow the rules. It brings confusion, repetition, messiness, and unpredictability. Let go of the pressure to do everything perfectly. Some days will be hard. Some moments will feel heavy. But in between those challenges are flashes of beauty, if you allow yourselves to see them. Perfection isn't the goal, connection is. Presence over performance. Being present means you're not just managing their needs, but you're sharing life with them. It's the difference between doing for and being with. And here's a quiet truth. Even if they don't recognize you with words, they often still recognize you with their heart. You become a safe place, a familiar face, a calm in their storm. That's powerful. Cherish the snow because it is enough. This line is poetic and profound. It reminds us that what we have right now is worthy of our gratitude. Even if your loved one can't walk like they used to or can't follow a conversation anymore, the fact that they're here, that you get to hold their hand, hear their laughter, see their eyes light up at something simple, that's enough. Cherishing the snow means accepting the season you're in, rather than wishing it were summer again. It's cold. It's fragile. But it's beautiful if you stop and notice it falling. Dementia challenges us to live more mindfully, to stop measuring love by memory and start measuring it by presence. So even on the tough days, pause and look for the little things. A quiet moment, a shared smile, a peaceful breath. Because in the end, the present moment is all any of us truly have, and it can still be full of meaning, even in the shadow of memory loss. Coming up next week, I'll explore the 5 signs that it's time to consider memory care and how to make that decision without guilt. If this video spoke to your heart or your situation, like, share, and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're subscribed so you get more video tips. Trust me, it could save you months of emotional strain. But most importantly, drop a comment below. Share what you've been through, what's helped you, or what you wish someone had told you sooner. Because when you speak up, you help others stay safe from the struggles you've walked through yourself. You are not alone. And together, we're stronger.